I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago that I had a dream where JJ Redick is helping me with my shot. 76ers guard. And, one of the great shooters, one of the great college shooters of all time. So I don't know what it meant. And then people have read into this. We've had therapists who have read into this. They think that maybe, this is the only thing I have. I think I'm the best shooter in the world. Somehow I'm trying to, improve something to JJ Redick. So JJ joins us now. JJ, I'm sorry you were in my dream. It probably sounds creepy, but, I just want to let you know, full disclosure, you were in there helping me with my shot.
I think it's perfectly normal, Dan. I really do. I think it's perfectly normal. There's been a lot of weird people that have showed up in my dreams before. So I don't think it's weird. I think it's fine.
What's the reoccurring dream nightmare that you have?
I have a few. The main one, though, is that I'm either one credit short of graduating high school or graduating from Duke. And it's the last week of class, and I realize that I haven't been to class all semester. Not only that, I forgot the combination on my locker. So I can never actually get in my locker to get my books. It's a very stressful thing. The other one I have a lot, and I have this one a lot, is I have to be at practice, and for whatever reason, I just can't leave wherever I'm at. And it's anxiety-ridden. It's terrible.
Well, you have to be at certain places at certain times. So your days are sort of mapped out for you during the season. And then, I was saying this to the audience, being in radio and TV, every second has to be accountable in when I'm doing my job. So are you that way too? That if your wife, you ask your wife what time it is and she said, I don't know, like 20 after, you go, no, exactly what time is it? Oh, it's 18 after. Okay. That's what I do to my wife. Are you that way?
Yeah, for sure. I don't trust my wife when she tells me the time. I'll tell you what, there's always an agenda behind it. So if she needs it to be a little bit later, exaggerate the time. If it's 12:33 and she wants it to be closer to 1, she'll say it's almost 1. So I always have to get very specific with her about the time. But yes, my days are very mapped out. And my wife is also like really into being on time. In fact, she's like OCD about being early to things. So I think it's just that thing of just being at the right place at the right time. Maybe that's the underlying sort of stress that is causing this recurring dream of mine.
If you were going to teach somebody how to shoot, whose jumper would you? Whose jumper? Now yours included. Whose jumper would you teach them that form?
That's easy. Klay Thompson, no doubt. I think his stroke is the most, or has the least amount of wasted motion. It is very repeatable because of that. And so his margin for error, on any given shot is never that high because his motion to get into a shot is so little. So it's just a very precise thing that he does every time he shoots the ball. And I think he has great follow through, great form. His shot pocket is perfect to me. There's a lot of guys that I watch, and I'm like, wow, I really like the way they shoot. But for me, Klay Thompson, his jumper is just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
He's JJ Redick, the 76ers guard, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Did you watch the draft last night?
No. I was just trying to figure out who we're playing in the playoffs. So I was watching Game 6 of Boston-Milwaukee.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that sounds like you're supposed to say that because you were doing your homework.
Listen. We had like this weird schedule today based on who won or lost. So basically, if Boston had won, we would have had practice earlier today. I would have had to have got to Philly super early so I could have gone to my apartment in Philly where all my clothes are and packed. So I was very keen on finding out who was going to win that game and stayed up and watched that. 10:30 on a non-game night is very late for me, so I stayed up and watched that game. That's the truth, Dan.
Okay.
That is the truth. I can tell you this. Baker Mayfield was the number one pick. I can't tell you anything after that. So I don't know.
Do you have a favorite team?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
I tend to root for players in professional sports. I would say of all professional sports, I really like the Boston Red Sox, and that's because I was a huge Manny Ramirez fan when I was a kid. And so when he went to Boston, I changed allegiances and stopped rooting for the Indians. And then I just kind of fell in love with their whole shtick, Big Papi, Pedroia, Kevin Youkilis, Josh Beckett, who was with me one time. But other than that, I love that whole group of guys that won those championships. But for NFL, it's more just like I root for individual players. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like Von Miller. There's a few other guys I like. But, yeah, it's more individual players.
What did Josh Beckett do to you?
He's from Texas. And so this was early in my career. I was playing for Orlando at the time. And I'm like, this is when Josh Beckett and the Red Sox were just awesome. And so he's sitting courtside at the Spurs game. And – maybe I was a nobody. I guess maybe I still am a nobody. But I went over to him and just kind of started. I'm a big fan, and he just kind of big timed me.
Wow.
It always stuck with me.
I got one more question for you. If there's stocks, you can invest in Embiid or Ben Simmons as a stock, and only one.
Ooh,
which stock are you investing in?
Wow, that is a. That is a tough choice. I'm trying to figure out a way to answer this in the most politically correct way.
I'm not going to let you do that.
So if they were a stock, that would mean they were a company, which means that one could have some sort of leverage buyout upon the other, and they could eventually merge into one company, and you could just buy that.
All
stock.
right. Okay, don't show off the Duke education there.
All right. I can't even say it.
You're taking Ben Simmons. You're investing in Ben Simmons.
No, I don't know.
Okay, here's an easier question. Do you expect to be in the NBA Finals?
Expect?
Yes.
No, I don't expect anything. Expectations like that can sometimes lead to entitlement, and there's nothing that we're entitled to. So I don't expect to be in the finals, but I will say this is my 12th year. I think that I've been on 4 teams prior to this year that were finals teams, meaning we had a chance to be in the finals and play for a championship. And that was 2009 when we did make the finals with the Magic, 2010, and then 14 and 15 with the Clippers, my first 2 years with the Clippers. This year, I think, is the 5th year where I'm on a team and I'm like, we have a chance, and that is a legitimate chance. And I told Brett this. He'll probably deny it, but I told Brett this back in November. I said, Brett, we're really good. We can be really good, elite. And, I don't even know if we had a winning record at the time when I was saying this, but we've just it's a credit to our coaching staff. It really is. And the improvement in season of a lot of our young guys. But our coaching staff has done an amazing job of breaking down specific things about NBA basketball, teaching it in film, teaching it in practice, and us getting better at just simple fundamental concepts of basketball. And it's led to this remarkable run that we're on since March.
Does James Harden travel all the time, or some of the time, or half the time?
Some of the time, because all NBA players travel some of the time.
Okay. Who travels more than Harden?
Sometimes when I watch these guys do their Euro steps,
yeah,
and sometimes Giannis does a Euro step, and his first step they don't count, and everybody's like, "Oh, the Euro step from the 3-point line." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because he took 3 steps, not 2." But who travels the most? I think everybody kind of has their like Chris Paul, I love to death.
But
when he gets like a steal or like a rebound, sometimes he'll run with it before he dribbles, and no one ever. I don't think I've ever seen it been called, and he does it all the time. He did it the other night against Minnesota, and I was like, that guy, he travels all the time.
Yeah. Well, hey, good luck in the next round. I know you've been doing your homework on the Celtics and the Bucks there, and always great to catch up with you, and I'll try to keep you out of my dreams.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
That's JJ Redick, 76ers guard.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.